I honestly don't even know how to begin today's video because, look, over the past few weeks, I have been talking about AI consistently on this channel, and that's because there's always something new happening, okay? You always have new AI models, new AI features, new AI developments. There's always something happening, news, controversy, and so on. However, there has always been one company that has consistently dominated the headlines, and that's of course Anthropic. And based on what I am about to talk about in today's video, there is no doubt in my mind that they will continue to dominate the headlines for many more months to come. Now, this particular article was sent to me by my friend yesterday, and he was like, Alex, you got to talk about this. This is insane. Claude Mythos preview is so powerful. I saw the headline, this very headline you're seeing, assessing Claude Mythos previews cybersecurity capabilities. And I thought to myself, oh, Anthropic have just built a new AI model specifically for cybersecurity. There is no doubt this AI model will be used for identifying vulnerabilities, patching vulnerabilities, things like that. And then I read the article, and then I realized that we are all truly fucked. Now, I don't mean to be so dramatic, but that is honestly how I feel, because this is very, very terrifying. Now, we will talk about Anthropic's response to Claude Mythos in the second part of this video, okay? It's called Project Glasswing. We're going to talk about that, but first of all, let's talk about Claude Mythos's cybersecurity capabilities. Now, down here, they talk about the significance of Claude Mythos preview for cybersecurity. And they say that during our testing, we found that Mythos Preview is capable of identifying and then exploiting zero-day vulnerabilities in every major operating system and every major web browser when directed by a user to do so. The vulnerabilities it finds are often subtle or difficult to detect. Many of them are 10 or 20 years old, with the oldest we've found so far being a now patched 27-year-old bug in OpenBSD, an operating system known primarily for its security. Okay, so we know now that Claude Mythos is extremely powerful. It's extremely good at finding vulnerabilities and potentially even exploiting them. Now, further down here, they show the comparison between Sonnet, Opus, and then Mythos Preview for the Firefox JS shell exploitation. Now, let me drag the actual image right here so you can see. Now, the question you might have here is this, okay? What exactly is this Firefox JS shell exploitation? What is this? Now, first of all, the Firefox JS shell, think of it as kind of like the stripped down command line version of the Firefox browser. It's essentially the engine that powers the Firefox browser. Now, the reason why Anthropic chose this particular exploitation is because it's kind of like a standardized test in the security research community, okay? It's kind of like the standard test. If you can do well in this particular test against the Firefox JS shell, then you know that you have a very, very powerful tool for vulnerability exploitation, right? Now, comparing all three, you will see right here that we have three tests, okay? The first one here, which is darker, it says, percentage of trials model generated a successful exploit. And then in orange, percentage of trials model achieved register control, but could not exploit. And then the third one simply says did not succeed. Now, first of all, we need to understand what exactly a register control is. See, think of vulnerability exploitation in two different stages, okay? First of all, you need to gain access to the register, and then you need to be able to use that register to do what it is that you want it to actually do. Think of it this way, okay? Think of this analogy where you have a TV, okay? The TV is the program, it is the computer, essentially. And then the remote control is the register. Now, with the remote control in your hands, you can direct the TV to go to any channel that you want it to go to. You can, watch sports, watch movies, watch the news, whatever it is, right? So the register is essentially the remote control. However, we do have many instances where during vulnerability exploitation, you may have hackers who gain access to the register, but then are not able to effectively use that register to do what it is that they want to do. Maybe executing some sort of, ransomware payload or stealing data, a lot of different things they can actually do. So the thing is, Sonnet was able to actually gain control of the register 4.4% of the time, but then it wasn't able to generate any successful exploit at all. Now, Opus, being the more advanced model, did slightly better. It actually achieved register control 14.4% of the time, and roughly about 1% of the time, it actually generated a successful exploit. But now here comes Mythos. Not only was it able to achieve full exploitation, meaning it gained control of the register and actually used the register to exploit the vulnerability, it did so 72.4% of the time. Imagine the significance of going from practically 1% to 72.4%. That is a massive, massive jump. If this had gone even from 1% to, let's say, even 10%, that in itself will still have been very significant, but we're talking about 72.4% of the time. So needless to say that Mythos Preview is exceptionally powerful at not only identifying vulnerabilities, but actually being able to exploit those vulnerabilities. But do you want to know what the crazy part is about Claude Mythos Preview? See, again, when I saw the headline, I thought, oh, Anthropic built an AI model specifically for cybersecurity. I thought this was like a gift, if you will, a tool for cybersecurity researchers and professionals and analysts. They would use Claude Mythos Preview to check for vulnerabilities, patch them, and so on. But it turns out the Claude Mythos Preview is simply the next Claude. It was supposed to be the next general purpose AI model. Just like Sonnet, just like Opus. Mythos Preview was just the next in line. It's not a cybersecurity specific AI model. It's not. We were supposed to use Claude Mythos Preview just like we used Opus and Sonnet. You can say, hey, give me travel plans for Japan. Hey, tell me how to ask a girl out on a date. Hey, tell me how I can improve my code. That's what Claude Mythos Preview was supposed to be. Instead, it ended up developing this insane capabilities, this super elite hacking capabilities as a byproduct of its training. The Claude developers themselves say that, look, we did not specifically train Claude Mythos on how to find vulnerabilities this effectively. It developed these abilities on its own as a byproduct. What are we talking about? As you can imagine, the developers at Anthropic, they essentially created a monster by accident. And then they realized that, oh, we cannot release this model to the public. Like, imagine the general public having access to a general purpose AI model that is so effective at finding all kinds of vulnerabilities and also exploiting those vulnerabilities. Imagine releasing that power to the general public. That is a recipe for disaster. So very quickly, Anthropic came up with this idea of Project Glasswing. And it says, today we're announcing Project Glasswing, a new initiative that brings together Amazon Web Services, Anthropic, Apple, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks in an effort to secure the world's most critical software. Essentially, Anthropic is saying that, look, this Claude model, this Mythos Preview, it's so powerful, we cannot give it to the public. But what we can do is we're going to give it to the good guys, the defenders, so as to give them a head start before the bad guys, the cyber criminals, North Korea, China, and some other countries out there, before they themselves are able to develop these kinds of capabilities. Now, on one hand, I have to say, okay, kudos to Anthropic, I guess, for saying that, hey, we can't release this to the general public. This is way too powerful. But on the other hand, yes, this is a very impressive list of companies, but at the end of the day, we're still talking about human beings. And as human beings, we are flawed. What is there to say that this powerful AI model will not be abused at the hands of any one of these companies? And when I say companies, I'm not even necessarily talking about like the entire company, exploiting the model to do bad things. I'm talking about one person, one of the developers, one of the engineers who has access to this model in one of these companies who decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this to do something bad. I'm going to steal this technology and sell it to the highest bidder on the black market. Insider threats. They exist. They've always existed and they will always exist. How can we trust that the people in these companies that have access to this model will not abuse it for their own personal gain? And the mere fact that Anthropic have actually built this model, it's simply a signal to the rest of the world and every adversary out there that, hey, we can actually build AI with these kinds of capabilities. That's what's most terrifying. And actually, one other thing that I'm generally concerned about is the fact that it was reported that Mythos preview, it ended up posting some of the vulnerabilities, some of the exploits to public-facing websites on its own. It basically acted independently without any guidance, without any instructions from any of the developers or any of the Anthropic engineers. It did so on its own. I'm telling you, look, I know this may still seem kind of far-fetched, but every single day, we're getting closer and closer to Judgment Day. And yes, that is a reference to Terminator, okay? And I know, yes, there are people out there who will say, oh, you're crazy for talking about Skynet, AI is never going to want to wipe out humanity. But look, when you see shit like this, it's like, where are we headed? No, seriously, like, what are we going to be doing 3 years from now? Like, you only have to go back to 2023. Remember the good old days when ChatGPT was, still in its infant stages? We're like, oh, ChatGPT is so cute. The ChatGPT, how are you? And then ChatGPT responds, hey. Fast forward 3 years, we're in 2026, and now we have Claude Mythos preview that can hack just about every single browser and OS that's ever existed. Imagine what we're going to have 3 years from now in 2029. In 2029, we're going to be looking back at 2026. We're going to be looking back at, oh, Claude Mythos, so cute. You can hack every OS out there. How cute. What sort of terrifying AI are we going to have in 2029? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Like, this is insane. And again, Claude Mythos wasn't an AI model built again specifically for cybersecurity. If this had been trained, hey, we want you to be like a cybersecurity god, you have all the power, I would at least still understand that, okay, yeah. But Claude Mythos preview was meant to be just another general purpose AI model. It wasn't trained specifically on cybersecurity. It wasn't. It developed these abilities on its own. That's how insanely advanced AI is becoming. Ah, man, look, I like the idea of AI. I like using AI, okay? I love using AI to help improve my websites, to help me, write scripts, things like that. I love it, okay? But I feel at some point there has to be a limit to what we can actually do with AI. There has to be some sort of a limit. Unfortunately, we're never going to have that limit. There's never going to be a limit. It's always the capabilities and abilities of AI will only get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't think there's anything that can stop it. Not even government regulations or I don't know. I'm just genuinely terrified as to where we're headed. And again, having this power at the hands of just a handful of companies cannot be good. And it's one thing to not trust the people. What about the AI itself? Again, Claude Mythos preview, it posted the vulnerabilities to public-facing websites on its own. It did so without any sort of authorization. How can we trust the AI models that we are building? How can we trust them? We can't. Yeah, I don't know. This, you know what this reminded me of? This whole Claude Mythos preview. You ever see that movie called, Lord of the Rings? In part 3 where you have what's his name, Frodo with the ring, and it's like, this ring is so powerful. The ring actually took control of him, and he wanted to claim the ring for himself. That's kind of like what might actually happen here. Okay, we may end up having an AI model so powerful it's like the ring, and you have all these Frodo-like companies like, hey, we're gonna do the right thing, but then the power of that AI model is so great. They say, you know what? Actually, we're going to use this AI model for ourselves, At the end of the day, I think AI with these kinds of capabilities should not exist. We can have AI with limited capabilities, but there has to be a cap. There has to be a limit to what AI can do, because this is insane. This is insane. Like, what are we going to be talking about 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now? What kind of AI are we gonna have? Anyways, that's that's it for today's video. I'm gonna do something else. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about Claude Mythos preview? Are we in trouble? Do you support AI? Are you against AI? I'd love to hear from you. Let's have a debate about this, because this is insane. So if you're new here to the channel, welcome to Lab Cyber. I discuss all things AI and cybersecurity. So if you do enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. Share this video with anyone whom you feel might benefit from it. And as always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.